And part of All India Padayatra, introduced Padayatra in other countries as well. Maharaj is known for his sadhana and japa, 16 rounds before Mangalarti, and reading minimum 3 hours of Srila Prabhupada's books every day. His Holiness Rupa Raghunatha Swami Maharaj ki. So we would like to welcome Maharaj to ISKCON Attapur, Shri Shri Radha Madhav Mandir, by one time chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantran loudly. Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasoda Nandana Vraja Jana Rajano Yamuna Yavanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasoda Nandana Vraja Jana Rajano Yamuna Vanachari Yamuna Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yasoda Nandana Vraja Jana Rajano Yamuna Vanachari Yamuna Vanachari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasavi Gaura Bhaktavrindan Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrindam. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Amaramare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Dice Radha Madhava ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Tai Gur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrita Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Sri Chaitanya Manovistan Stapitanya Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadam Mayam Dadatyeva Padam Tikam Vandeham Sri Guru Syuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrahatam Sahagana Raghunatam Visamtam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhya Chakripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Lecture of Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 1st, Chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. So we read today the text 32. Start by the word in Sanskrit. Ajata Satru. There is this is the look. Prittanam Gopitaya Madhudvisa Parevyaha Sankitaha Shankitaha Snat Prayukta Chatvanginim Asatta Satruhu Prittanam Upitaya Madhudvisaha Parevyaha Sankitaha Sneyat Prayunta Chaturanginim Ashatta Chatruhu Prittanam Gopitaya Madhudvisaha Varevyaha Sankitaha Snehat Prayunta Chaturanginim Ashatta Satruhu Prittanam Gopitaya Madhudvisaha Parevyaha Sankitaha Snehat Prayunta Chaturanginim. Someone want to read? Someone else? Matajis? Someone else? Ajatasatruhu. Maharaj Yudhishthir, who was no one enemy. Prittanam, defensive force. Gopitaya, forgiving protection. Madhudvisha, of the enemy of Madhu, Sri Krishna. Parevyaha, from other enemies. Sankitaha, be afraid of. Snehat, out of affection. Prayunta, engage. Chatvanginim, for defensive divisions. So we read translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaj Yudhishthira, although no one enemy, engaged for division of defense, horse, elephant, chariot, and army, to accompany Lord Krishna, the enemy of the Asuras, demons. The Maharaj did this because of the enemy and also out of affection for the Lord. Everybody understand English? Yeah? Wow. Okay. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, although no one enemy, engaged for division of defense, horse, elephant, chariot, and army, to accompany Lord Krishna, the enemy of the Asura demons. The Maharaj did this because of the enemy and also out of affection for the Lord. And Lord Krishna spent some time there. That was the beginning of the kingdom of Maharaj Yudhishthira. So Krishna spent there with them some time. And here we reach in one moment when the Krishna, he is ready to leave the place. So there is affection. Here I speak about affection. In reality, Krishna don't need protection of anyone, but it's a question of affection. And that was after the Kurukshetra battle. Before this fighting in Kurukshetra, in the planet, there was so many false king, and then tried to keep the kingdom of other one. So Bhumi, she's suffering. And she went to see Brahma and explain the situation. And say the ball become more and more heavy by these asuras. So she asked help to Brahma. But Brahma, he said, I am not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No. I am not Parameshwar. I cannot control that. But we can see Lord Shiva. So then went to see Shiva, and Shiva, he gave the same answer. He said, I am no Parameshwara. I cannot control that. But we can go to see Vishnu. So then went together to see Vishnu. And then wait for the appearance of Vishnu, but in that moment, Vishnu, he don't appear. But he sent one message on the heart of Brahma. He said, don't worry, because now is the moment with Krishna, he appeared in the planet. So don't worry about. So Brahma informed all demigod what the Vishnu say. That is the moment when Krishna will appear. So there was expectative, everybody wait the advent of Krishna. And Krishna come to finish with this burden and to give also inspiration for all devotees. So from children he start to show his unlimited power. And here we are in the moment when, after to stay some time in the kingdom of Maharaj Yudhishthir, she said, Radha Madhava ki jai, Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra ki jai, Sri Sri Gaura Nitai ki jai. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada say, natural defense measures are horse and elephant combined with chariot and men. Horse and elephant are trained to move to any part of the hills or forest and plain. The charioteer could fight with many horse and elephant by the strength of powerful arm, even up to the standard of the Brahmastra, similar to modern atomic weapons. Maharaj Yudhishthir knew well that Krishna is everyone's friend and well-wisher. And yet, there were asuras who were by nature envious of the Lord. Envious is one covering of contamination. Even in the time when Krishna was here, even in the high planet, there is always this envy. Envy is a covering of contamination. So the living being become more and more contaminated by envy. There is five covering of contamination. One is envy. Another covering of contamination is ignorance, avidya. By ignorance, the living entity becomes more and more contaminated. And this is the problem in the world. The human being there is no guide. There is no guide. Government, the aim of any government is completely material. In the time of Maharaj Parikshit, in the time of Prithu Maharaj, in the time of this Raja Rishi, same person, powerful person, the aim of them was to instruct everyone, give instruction for everyone. Because they know the aim is to finish this Kotijadma, born again, born again, born again. The aim is to go away. So then the king instructed everybody, they don't care so much about tax. Now actually it's completely different. For anything, anything you go to purchase anything, and there in the bill there is one, the 1% of tax. For anything there is tax. In the time of that, in the time of Maharaj Parishi was not like that. People give some little rice, then collected rice, they give some. Was no, the aim was completely spiritual. And this is the solution. This is the solution. For that Srila Prabhupada spent one life to translate, to give the necessary for everybody to first to become human being. Because if you don't follow the four principles, you are not human being. You are not. So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Gaura Nitai, the people start to get some vidya. It's not anymore avidya, then get vidya, again with information. And start to practice. And when they start to follow the four principles, then become human being. Only human being can practice bhakti yoga. No, animals cannot do that. So Srila Prabhupada spent one life to give urgent, to give information for the humanity. And that is plan of Krishna. Because this kind of satsanga we have now here, even children there is, now is everywhere. It's not only India, China, Australia, Japan, everywhere is this sangha. And that is by the mercy of Gaura Nitai and Srila Prabhupada. So eliminate this avidya. Avidya contaminates. So envy, avidya, ignorance, that are covering of contamination. And also false ego, ahankara. False ego is always in development because there is the mind carrier, the false ego. The mind transport the false ego. So the false ego is in expansion. My body, my micro, my table, my house, my garden, our road, our flag. It's always in expansion. By false ego, people try to go in the moon. What for? To put the flag. This is my. Yeah. It's crazy. False ego is always in extension. And the mind never will be satisfied in material level. Never. Never. Even if you get one planet, even if one day the men get the moon, with plenty flag there in the moon, after some time we start to look another planet. Because it has no stop. So to stop that is necessary Shastra, instructions. Instruction to become human being, and instruction to purify yourself and go back. So envy, ignorance, false ego, material consciousness, and material attachment. This is the fire covering of contamination. And to overcome that is necessary the guru. Otherwise, just eating and sleeping and sex and born again. So by the mercy of Sri Sri Gauranga Sri Prabhupada, this instruction now is translated in any language in the world. I visit places like China. I was surprised. I reached in China 2013. And someone organized one house program. And I went there in the house program. Then I speak Chinese. And I speak Italian, Spanish or English. But because we read the same book, it's family. That was family. The only thing, little bit, the eyes different. But that was my family. I reached there and Hare Krishna and that and Bhagavad Gita and offering flower and they same and make chapatis and puris. And, so this is the powerful of the Guru, Guru Krishna Prasada. Guru Krishna Prasada. And I saw that also in places very far away, in Laos. Laos is one small country there in the world. After Laos is only jungle in Indochina. I was surprised. I walk in the, I reached there, I walk in the road, and someone say, Hare Krishna. I was surprised. I said, it is possible. In places really far away. Other time I went to Fiji. You know where is Fiji? You have eye there. One of the more far away point in the world. And I reached there in immigration, in the airport. 2-3 men, oh, Hare Krishna. I was surprised. Well, Prabhupada was also in Fiji. And now it's in Fiji, it's big Indian community. And I spent 1 month there, distributed book. Very easily. Mauritius speak French. Mauritius, I spent 8 months and 3 times. And they are also distributed book very easy. And on the beginning, Mauritius, it was difficult for devotees. because then they know something about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But not so much about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauranitai. And for them it was difficult to accept. But now there is 4 temples in Mauritius. Mauritius is a small island. There is 4 temples and so many preaching centers. So in 50 years, Krishna consciousness spread everywhere. In Peru, there, the Amazonic, the more big jungle in the world is Amazonic jungle. That is in Brazil. But that is also in Peru, because there is connection, Brazil, Peru. And there in the jungle, some part you cannot go inside. You can go until one point, but no inside. But there the devotees take. One cannot, big cannot, understand cannot? Cannot. It's one sheep, long. Sometimes you said that. I don't know in English. Cannot. How do you call? How do you say? Yeah, boat. It's different boat. It's a long boat. And behind is one motor. Devotees take one boat with motor and go inside the jungle and bring the necessary to make only khichdi. And go there inside and found one community of people who never saw one city. He never saw one boat with motor. And then speak one language that nobody understand. And the devotees reach there and start to make fire and cooking and distribute khichdi. Distributed khichdi. And the only word to speak with them was Hare Krishna. Yeah. So anything say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So then they start to say Hare Krishna. And then they stay there 2, 3, 4 days until they finish the khichdi and then go away. And after 6 months, 8 months, then come back. And when they come back, everybody go, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is the plan of the Lord. This is the plan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nobody can do that by speculation, by become guru, no, Boga guru. Nobody can do that. But by the powerful of Krishna, Gauranitai, that the world become Krishna consciousness. It's slow. Sometimes the mind won't immediately progress. Many times the devotees, young devotees, ask, why my mind that and that? But this is normal. 5 years, it's nothing. I mean, in 10,000 years, because the movement of Gauranitai go on to 10,000 years. In 10,000 years, 5 years is nothing. Also 10 years, also 40 years. It's nothing. So I cannot say why I don't cry, why I don't am in ecstasy, because I am new. even for 40 years, we are new. In 10,000 years, what is 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? But slow, that the world become Krishna consciousness. Maharaj Yudhishthira know well that Krishna is everyone's friend and well-wisher. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam is the best friend. And yet there were asuras who were by nature envious of the Lord. So out of fear of attack from others and out of affection also, he engaged all variety of defensive force as bodyguard of Lord Krishna. If required, Lord Krishna himself was sufficient to defend himself from the attack of others who counted the Lord as their enemy. But still, he accepted all the arrangements made by Maharaj Yudhishthira because he could not disobey the king, who was his elder cousin. That is very good example. The human being have three duty. When you born with human form, you have three duty. The first is spiritual. The second is family, and the third is social. So, in the perfect society, one respects the all people. Even Krishna, he respect the king was his elder cousins. The Lord played the part of subordinating his transcendental sporting, and sometimes he put himself in the care of Yasodamata for his protection in his so-called helplessness of childhood. That is the transcendental lila of pastime of the Lord. The basic principle for all transcendental exchange between the Lord and his devotee is exhibited to enjoy a transcendental bliss for which there is no comparison, even up to the level of Brahmananda. So attachment is one covering of contamination. By attachment, people become contaminated. I and my. Because attachment is the tendency of the soul. The soul have this tendency, become attachment. So when the consciousness is not material, when the consciousness is spiritual, become attached with any material thing, especially families. And family, how many family we have? You born 10,000 times, you have 10,000 families. Yeah. But the attachment is so strong, the most of people become attached. even like that, with attachment or no attachment, there is the Varnashrama Dharma, the organization, everyone in his position, on Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and we respect that, everybody. Vaishnava people respect that, and respect the family, and respect the society, but without attachment. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very high level of consciousness. He got something like 13 children. And he was very strict with the children. Do that, don't do that, do that. Very strict. One time one friend came in the house and he saw that. And he asked Bhaktivinoda Thakur, why you are so strict with the children? He said. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur's answer was, because them are not my children. They are children, creature of Krishna. And Krishna sent me these children, and I have to educate them and send back to Krishna. So this is the example. Because by attachment, for example, Prabhupada insisted children go to the Gurukula, okay? It's perfect. It's perfect. But by attachment, the parent don't send him to the Gurukula. Yeah. One friend of mine, Prabhupada's disciple, he got 2 children and bring in India, in the Gurukuli. And after 2 years, he bring back the children. So I asked, why you do that? Why you do that? They're not in the right way. Why you do that? It's impossible to stay. My wife cried, and always she told me, I feel my son get problem in India. I feel them get problem. And the children maybe don't remember father and mother, because they are with another 20 children and shocking. But by attachment, then come to India and take the children and bring back. Now the children are 35 years old, near about. Then smoke marijuana, drink beer. So why? By attachment. If you have 1 children, you must to send him back. The children is not to become attached. You must to instruct in the right way, strictly. If you want, he go back. If you want, he go back. But maybe the father don't want the children go back to Vaikuntha. Maybe stay with me. It's very strong, the attachment. I took, for example, family, but there's so many attachment. Some people I attach with the jacket. And after 10 years, he owed the same jacket. It's like that. It's the attachment is very strong. So, but Krishna consciousness is infallible. Achyuta bhava. Krishna consciousness. Only by Krishna consciousness you can overcome this covering of contamination. Only. Daivihi jaguna mai mama maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Only by Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga dissolves the subtle body. The problem is there in the subtle body. Mind, false ego, material intelligence, the problem is there. But by Bhakti Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga dissolved the subtle body of the living entity without separate efforts. Like the stomach digests everything what you eat. When you eat, you have not to digest. The fire digests. It's not your responsibility. The fire in the stomach. Jarayanti ashuyokosham nigirnam analo yataha. It's 3 canto, Srimad-Bhagavatam 3:25, 33. You can see. 3:25, 33. Jarayanti ashuyokosham nigirnam analo yataha. And the problem is in the subtle body. No, is this Jarayanti? Yeah. The problem is in the subtle body. But by practice of Bhakti Yoga, the subtle body be dissolved. In this moment, who act is the pure consciousness. It's not anymore the mind. Because the mind can be a very good man, a very good friend, but can be also a very heavy enemy. Is this one? Jarayanti ashuyokosham nigirnam analoyata. So, by practice, by regular practice, the subtle body be dissolved. There is no any more mind problems. So it's no question of how is my progress, or I have much progress, or I have no progress, or why when I chanted my mind go here and there and that and that. So many times we hear these questions. But the point is, in any way, you must continue. Because this is the right way. Anyway, if you feel progress or no progress, or if you feel down or separate for Krishna, or in any case you have to follow, because this is the result is this one. The subtle body disappear. And when the subtle body disappears, the pure consciousness acts. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Some question? There is some questions. No questions? Question is many questions that people, everyone wait, the other ask.
How do we affectionate rather than attachment? How to carry out duties in affection? Just like traditional Maharaj did. So how can we apply that?
Yeah, the aim must be spiritual, completely spiritual. This is the point. Because attachment, you cannot delete attachment. Because it's the tendency of the soul. You cannot delete. So, what you have to modify is the aim. The aim must be completely spiritual. Attachment, okay, but attachment with Radha Madhava. Attachment with material activities. Attachment with sadhu sangha. Attachment with preaching. Attachment with reading. The attachment must to be in the right way. This is the point. You cannot delete attachment. Attachment is always. So the perfection is when you become attached with Radha Krishna. And for children, it's very good born in Vaishnava family. But the father must to understand the aim is not to, this is my, the aim is this is Krishna creature. So when the children then start from the beginning to reading Shastra, to get Leelas, knowledge about Leelas of Krishna, this is the perfection. Because it's the moment when the memory catch everything. So it's important if one children born in Vaishnava family have much chance to go back in this life. Other way is no, go back to Vaikuntha, you cannot go with one ticket of 20 rupees. Everybody go back to Vaikuntha when they start practice. But to go back in this life, it's necessary to be determined, follow Shastra. So if by attachment the father and mother don't want the children in sadhu sangha and then put in jnana sangha, then break the possibility to go back in this life. The attachment is so strong, so strong. Yeah. It's no good news. I know this argument don't like, maybe speciality mothers. I don't like this argument. But we cannot cheat ourselves. We cannot cheat in ourselves. We must to understand what is the reality and act according what Prabhupada say. Otherwise, born again, what for? To go to the school. In the school, nobody teach you about Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. Nobody teach you. The teacher don't teach you because he don't know. He don't know anything about Sambandha, Avideya, Prayojana. So the school is good to be situated in the society. But I saw many devotees after primary school, secondary school, 2-3 years go away. Now one friend of mine, he lived, and the third year he lived, now he's temple president in somewhere in Maharashtra. And I saw many students become Krishna consciousness. I like to explain something, but it's too late. It's time to go back. I came just now from Kurmagram. I spent 1 month in Kurmagram, this Vedic village, ISKCON Vedic village. I spent 1 month. But this is another, to explain that needs also time. Then there is families, Vaishnava families, everyone with children. And then practice devotional service without electricity. No water current from government. Water current, no. No electricity, no water current. Every house has one well. No gas. They use lacri. And others don't use in construction, don't use cement. It's Vedic system. And then are full engaged in Krishna consciousness. The families, morning time, all the family, the children, all the Gurukuli in the Mongol arti, and dancing and I cannot, we have no time now, but for me it was good experience to see this is program for future, because the life, the 99% of devotees in ISKCON are grihastra. Yeah. But not everyone is engaged 24 hours in Bhakti Yoga, because you have occupation there and there and there. No, it's the jail of Durga. We are in the jail of Durga. So, but there, the families, is everyone 24 hours engaged in Krishna. For Grihastra is the best. For Grihastras is the best. The children is very good example. This is program of future, because the life in the cities become more and more demoniac. In the school, Karmic school, the children become more and more demoniac, because then learn all the garbage. Then learn, the first thing they learn is all the garbage. Yeah. And how to take this garbage after out is difficult. So this is program of future. I don't speak about next year. Future means 100 years maybe. The city become more and more contaminated. The life become more and more difficult. The devotees have difficulty in the cities. So this is a program of future. Prabhupada say, on future, millions of people will come in our farm. When I read first time, millions, I say, how? How is that? Millions. But if you start to think how go on the karmic society, how is life in the city, you understand that is, will be millions. This is program of future. So sometimes we have to give news not so nicely. Sometimes we have to give news like detachment of, no? And people, because the mind like attachment and enjoying. But some, we must to give information about. But Srila Prabhupada say, stop Koti-Dharma. This is the instruction. Stop Koti-Dharma. Don't born again. No, go back to Vaikuntha. What you will do in next life? Go to the university to become engineer or what? School is good to become social, to be in the society. You can preach in the society, yeah, and define yourself. But the attachment must to be spiritual, Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you for your attention. Sri Sri Radha Madhava ki jai. Grantara Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dai Gaur Premanande.
His Holiness Rupa Swami Maharaj ki jai.